You know, when I enter the tower these days, I get to see this beautiful winter wonderland of beautiful snow falling from the sky, and reminds me of a saying that Lord Saladin would say. It's freaking cold! Light everything on fire! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, my name's Dychronic, your host here on this Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be going over the weekly reset for December 24th, Christmas Eve, 2019. So we're going to be talking about everything that has reset in this week, from the Nightfalls to the things that are happening like Iron Banner, the increased Valor week, all that whatnot, everything that has reset that you may want to know about the weekly reset. So obviously, first and foremost, Iron Banner is going on this week. I really like this hat. How did you get this hat? Oh, it must be the ornament version. So obviously Iron Banner is going on this week. When I get to the crucible section of this video, we'll be showing off the different things. It's pretty much the same thing as last year though, should not be that much different. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started up with the Nightfalls. For the ordeal this week, we have the tree of probabilities. It's gonna be the strike where there's that big minotaur guy that gets crashed through by the big cabal guy that you can run past most of the enemies, infinite force, all that whatnot. The unique for this one is DFA. I'm still not sure if the Nightfall ordeal can actually drop the Nightfall uniques, but if he does, that's what the unique is. As for the regular weekly Nightfalls, we have the Lake of Shadows mission. That's going to be the Cabal Centurion at the very end, dropping the Malicious Birthright, Kinetic Grenade Launcher, Strange Terrain, going to be that Warmind one, Nokris Wizard dude at the end, dropping the Braytech Osprey. And then finally, we have the Festering Core with the Cabal Taken Flamer boss at the very end, and that one does not have a Nightfall unique drop. As far as the fastest, is going to be definitely Strange Terrain, and the highest scoring is definitely going to be Strange Terrain. This mission is literally the best in the game for both reasons. The heroic modifier for this week will be Solar Singe. Moving on to the Crucible playlist, obviously we do have Iron Banner. It offers powerful gear, part of the Rotator playlist. Outside of that, we have Supremacy, kind of like Kill Confirm from I almost said Halo, from Call of Duty, and then we also have Showdown. It's a 4v4 team deathmatch, and I don't know, I don't really like it. It's kind of like Elimination, but it's not Elimination, and now we have Elimination, so Elimination. Moving on to Saladin's inventory, because we're in the Crucible section, obviously he has his Pinnacle bounties, 4 special Pinnacle bounties that all give you Pinnacle rewards. The only way to get from 960 to 970 power, getting that Pinnacle power, basic stuff. You know, these quests, they're pretty straightforward, not that crazy. And on top of that, he also has his seasonal pursuit. So this is a pursuit that lasts for the entire season, that has you do one step after another, that eventually gives you the full set of armor and a bunch of different weapons. And the only way you have to be able to actually get this engram, to be able to cash this in and grab it, is for you to finish off the pursuit on that character. And these are character based, so pick this up as soon as you can, start completing that, and I think it's a retroactive completing, by the way. So if you complete, like, you know, capture 30 zones, and then the first objective says only 15, and then the next one says 30, I think that the next one will count the 30 zones. Don't quote me on that, but that's what it sounded like from their twab. I got a lantern! You can't stop me! Yeah, oh, my lantern. Oh no. Come back to me. Oh! I did not know it would stay underneath that. Does that mean we can walk on top of these things? You know what this kind of feels like? It feels like one of those balloons that you let go by accident, and then like it's just floating up into the sky, and you're like, no, stay! You cannot leave me! I'm so young! Gotta stop at the bar. Yeah, this looks just like a balloon! Wow, this is giving me some memories of losing balloons. Very sad. Very much sad. I wonder if I can get one through the hole there. Moving on to the Infamy playlist, this week we will have Void Singe, the daily, being Grenadier right now, and the boss is going to be these swords. So it's going to be in the basement with these swords. This is your opportunity to get your last man standing with 1-2 punch, or any of the other weapons that are on the screen right now. Moving on to the Flashpoint this week, it will be taking place on Titan, so completing public events, lost sectors, and heroic adventures to complete this very, very quickly. Moving on to Escalation Protocol, this week is going to be the Ikello shotgun. That's because last week was all 3, and next week should be the SMG. And if you do not have the Ikello shotgun for whatever reason, I highly recommend you go out and get it, because the shotgun is around. There's going to be a lot more people doing Escalation Protocol, and you can also get a bunch of Dawning Essence along the way, a bunch of different hive kills. It's something you definitely want to do, and the shotgun is just so good, you have to get it. As for the Nightmare Hunts this week, it will be Zydron, Tanix, and Dominus Gall. Posited within 10 seconds of one another? What the fudge does that mean? How the fudge do you do that? Moving on to the Garden of Salvation challenge. This week it will be 0 to 100. It says during the Sanctified Mind encounter, bank 30 motes at each Vex relay, and at each relay, all 30 motes must be deposited within 10 seconds of one another. Now, I haven't done this challenge, so I don't exactly know what that means, because that sounds ridiculous, but maybe I am misunderstanding that, and you should look it up, because I am not a good source for this. Ooh! Ooh! Moving on to the Menagerie, this week it also will be Solar Singe because that's part of the heroic modifiers. The daily is also going to be Grounded and Brawler. The boss this week will be Pagori, beloved by Callus. That's going to be the large Hydra guy at the very end. And for the heroic mode, we have Extinguish, Match Game, Attrition, and Arc Singe. And I realize this is not part of the weekly reset, but can I get some rips in chat for the EDZ obelisk that just will not accept my completion? Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Oh my goodness gracious, it's adorable. It's a snow globe. It's a ghost. The Ghost Club. Moving on to Eververse and her inventory today, we have a couple of special things, obviously. There is going to be the Public Defender Banshee's Favorite. Not a great combo, but it is going to be a Snow Globe Ghost Shell, which is very, very exciting. We also have the Get That Bread emote, which is literally just an exotic engram that you peel apart, and then you get a loaf of bread, and then you let it float off into the infinite, and I really don't know what this means. I feel like it's a meme that I'm missing and I'm an old man, but there's that. We also have the transmit effect for the Sweet Entrance, which you just break apart the Christmas spirit. You got Dawning Tranquility and all the regular stuff across here. Just as a reminder, there is a seasonal section for the Dawning event. So if there is something that you want to purchase or you want to have guaranteed, you don't want to wait for, or at some point does not appear as Bright Dust purchase, you can purchase literally everything for the event for silver currency. Which yet again, most of the items will be available for Bright Dust at some point during the event. Oh, that's it! Look at it! It's a polar for it! Moving on to the other Bright Dust section, we have a few awesome things. A lot of repeats, however, which is very disappointing. We have Get That Bread emote. Really, like, honestly, you don't need to repeat this one, Bungie. You need to find a system that makes it so these cannot repeat because it's just a waste of space. We also have the new Ghost Ship. Not the Ghost Ship. I just call it a ship. Why did I call it Ghost Ship? I should have called it a Banshee, if anything. You also have this ship, which I think is one of the previous ones from the previous year. You've got the Polar Bear Sparrow, which is literally a Polar Bear Sparrow, which is freaking funny as hell. You also have the Crystal Ball, Ghost Shell, and the ornament for the sword. I don't remember which sword. I think it's the Dawning Sword, right? No, it's for the Black Talon, actually. I stand corrected. On top of that, for the consumables, you have a couple other things across the bottom here. Oh, I didn't even realize I have check marks for shaders now. That's wonderful. That's something I've been looking forward to. So that means if I get this thing, which I didn't think I have, it now has a check mark, which is really nice. Because I've been waiting for that feature for a long time. I did not know they did that. So now I know if I do and do not have the thing. Which obviously I do not have any of these things. Oh, no. Yep. Moving on to Hawthorne's inventory, I'm just going to skip the clan bounties from now on because they're just really not that special. Oh, we got some clan engrams. We also have some weekly raid challenges to go over. For the Last Wish raid, we have Fight Forever. It's going to be part of the Morgoth encounter. That's going to be the big ogre guy. And during this encounter, just don't kill any of the regular-sized ogres. So the little ogres at his feet or anywhere around the battlefield, just don't kill those while you kill the enemy. As for the Scourge of the Past raid, we have To Each Their Own. In this challenge is going to take place in the boss encounter. Every single person has to destroy at least one of the boss's shield generators once every time we do a damage phase. So those little white things on him that you have to break before you can damage him, every single person has to destroy one of them once each damage phase. As for the Crown of Sorrows raid, we have With Both Hands, again in the boss encounter of the raid. And in this one, when you're doing damage to the boss in the actual damage phase, he's going to start to raise his hands. You can only shoot down one hand once during this boss phase, so split up into 3 pairs of 2, and each pair will take down the 2 hands together, and a different pair will take on the second set of hands, and a different pair on the third set of hands. And that is going to be pretty much it. That's going to be the end of the weekly reset. Of course, obviously, the Dawning is still going on. I don't think there was any updates to Saint 14 or any updates to the Dawning. Everything seems to be going along as usual, per business, whatever. But if you had any questions, let me know in the comments down below as far as reset stuff. If I missed something, let me know, and all that whatnot. But that's it. Hope you guys did enjoy. My name is Dychronic, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye. Oh, I've never even seen this place, and people are waiting in line to be here. Oh, that's pretty cool. Is this place for provisions? Oh, that makes sense. You want a blanket? Hey, yeah, I'm a vendor. I'm allowed to be back here because I've got giant spikes coming out of my shoulder blades. What you want?